On this week's episode, we discuss beauty and skincare routines.
We go through our makeup routines, we talk about what we do with our hair. It's a whole journey, so stick around. Hi, and welcome to Rare with Flair,
the podcast where two 20-somethings with the same rare disease are living our best lives. I'm your host, Casey.
and I'm your host, Cassandra. You guys, we have such an announcement to make.
Oh my gosh, such an announcement.
It's the moment
I am
you've
nervous.
been waiting for.
I am sweating. I am stressing. How do you feel?
Why is she sweating and stressing, everyone? Because we set this lofty, nearly unattainable goal when we started this podcast like 2 years ago now, that our second podiversary has passed, and you guys, I wish we had like a bell, like a cowbell sound effect, like ding-a-ling-a-ling-ling. We've hit 105 ratings. Wow.
Oh my gosh.
We had no concept of how many that truly was.
Yeah, we had no idea. So, yeah, if you've been an OG listener, 2 years ago when we started, we said when we hit 100 reviews and ratings, I will do my dog voice. And this has been built up, I think, so much because we didn't realize it would take this long.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't realize that actually podcast reviews are pretty hard to come by, and having 100 is actually a decent amount. And we didn't realize that. We thought, oh, that'll happen quick. No. But guess what? I think we hit the 100, like literally I think we hit it on our 2-year anniversary, if not the very next day.
I think we did. And it was so funny because we had just recorded the episode that most recently came out about conference before we had officially hit that, which is why we said we only need 2 more. So, technically this has been happened for a while, but you know what? Thank you guys so much for doing this little experiment with us, and your reward is sweet.
Your reward. Oh my gosh. So my dog voice is the voice I talk to my dog Rupert in. It's very obnoxious.
It's so funny.
It's very obnoxious. I mean, this is not something I try to do. It just kind of comes out when I look at him, and I guess I'm just going to say some sentences. I mean, I feel like it's been built up so much it might not meet your expectations,
you gotta grab
everybody.
Your dog, because that's the only way it
I know,
comes
I need
out.
to look at him. I need to look at it. It really is the only way it comes out. He's behind me. I'm trying to, crane my neck to see him. Okay. Okay, I actually do need to look at him. I'm moving my microphone so I can look over at him. Okay, I hope you can all hear this since my microphone, I'm hoisting it up in the air right now so I can look at him. Okay. Hey! The pressure I feel right now. Hey everybody, welcome to the podcast. I hope you're having a good time listening to it because I know I'm having a great time listening to it. I'm here with Cassandra and we're having a great time. So I hope you like it.
I hope that did not disappoint because I thought it was remarkable.
Well, thank you. It's very it's different. It's different.
I don't even know how to begin to describe what I just heard.
There are multiple levels. There's a high pitched level and a lower pitched level.
She forces her voice to crack. It's amazing.
It's like a yodeling in a way or something.
It really is. It comes from within.
It's weird because I've had multiple dogs throughout my life, and I've kind of had a different voice for every dog I've had, and that's not on purpose. It's just kind of the voice that comes when I look at them, and it's my neighbors, I think, hate me, actually hate me. But it's great, That's
when we're together, because I cannot ever imitate anything close to the glory that was.
No, you do though.
But I get close enough because when
she does.
How do you say gosh, because you always do it in that
gosh. So if I say gosh, I'm like gosh.
And so I do that around my own house. I'm like, Smash! Like, in honor of
No,
Casey's
you do
Rupert voice.
it like when we're together. You do it a lot, like just to me. Like you'll just start saying things in the dog. Well, but yeah. So like his leg is a funny one. Like the word leg, leg. I say like leg. Like your leg is really cute. And then like it like it. It's like eat. So like, but anything with the egg sound, like leg or egg or whatever, it would be like egg, like your leg. Or like, I don't know. It's like, it's an accent. I don't know what it is. But you've learned it. You've picked up on it. And man, you use it a lot. And I appreciate it.
It's amazing.
But when you were using it at the conference, it made me sad. Because every time you've been talking it made me miss him.
Oh, no. Well, I'm excited. Because like, well, number one, I'm going to be able to meet Rupert this year. Because I'm going to be visiting Casey. Which is super exciting. But in other news, I mean, like, it's so niche, and we've had to literally edit it out of episodes in the past.
That's true.
So it's kind of wild.
Specifically
we're actually
the dog
doing
episode.
It. Yes, because she got so excited that she was like, "Oh yes!"
When
and then she just
I can't not talk about him without it coming out. Like it's just too much.
Well, so
I don't use it without him in the content. I don't just use it unless it is about him.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, and so we built that up so much. This was your award. We hope you enjoyed Casey's dog voice. It was remarkable.
Yes.
I'm so glad.
Gosh. I hope it lived up to expectation, but also just truly from the bottom of our heart, like thank you for the reviews and the ratings.
Yes.
Like that helps our podcast be seen, and we appreciate it so much. Thank you so much. And like we've gotten some really sweet ones lately, and like on Apple Podcasts specifically, people can write little messages and. Thank you guys so much.
It's been so really nice sweet, especially for any and everyone that we met at the NOAA conference, whether you wrote a review or not. We've seen some of them, and honestly, they've really warmed our hearts. So thank you so much.
Yes, can't believe 2 years later, we made it. 2 years later, here we are.
We did it.
I'm glad this podcast lasted long enough for us to make it there, like that would have been sad if like we never made it there.
I know, and we would have just like had this expectation that we never met. So we did it, you guys.
Yes, we did it. So happy. Feels like a goal. We're checking off the list. Now we got to set more goals. Now we got to get to 200 reviews.
I don't know what the prize there would be though, because I don't have anything interesting.
Something from you. From you. Surely we'll figure it out.
Oh man,
Okay.
Thank you. Anyway, thank you, and yeah, this week's ep was actually inspired by the NOAA conference. So I did a session with Mackenzie Strong. She's very cool, and she and I at the NOAA conference did a session about makeup and beauty and things, and while we were doing it and preparing for it and everything, I was like, man, this would be so good for the pod. And obviously like Casey has plenty of like beauty things to talk about too, so we were like, hey, let's make our own beauty episode.
Yeah, well, I told her, I was like, I really don't want to step on, Mackenzie is awesome. Like Cassandra said, I was like, I don't want to step on any toes here because I know you guys did a session together. But it's something really fun to talk about. We've talked about fashion on this pod. We love talking about the flair side of things. And we were like, yeah, we need to dedicate a whole episode because I think people are always interested in how people with low vision do their makeup, what products. I know I am. I love listening to what products people use and getting ideas from other people. And so I'm stoked to talk about it.
Oh, for sure. And I feel like this time I might actually have to make the show notes to write down the products that we're talking
maybe
about.
So.
But
right. Except I might mention a crap ton. I'm sorry to say it, but it's also they're pretty easy to Google. I'm sure. Like most of these products you might know. So
sure. And like obviously like we're women. We like to be feminine. We do like wearing makeup. Not everyone has to want to wear makeup, and that's completely fine.
Of course not.
But I think, I don't know, we talked about this in our fashion episode. I've been wearing makeup since I was 14, and so have you, right?
Yeah, about that age.
So, like, we've had plenty of time to be experimenting with our looks, really fine-tuning the things that we, like, and the products we like to use, and, the way we apply our makeup, and we're always trying new stuff, too. Understand that like we've been doing this for some time, but we're always open to suggestions.
Oh, I am always changing the game. I'm always fine-tuning. I'm always finding things. And that's exciting to me. I love finding new things that work for me. Like, it really excites me. So I'm really happy with my makeup regimen right now. It doesn't take me too long, but I feel like I have a lot of products that I really love. And I'm actually really, like, in a place right now where I'm really actually, like, I actually really like how I do my makeup. So I'm excited to talk about it.
Yeah. Okay. So let's walk through our makeup routine. Where do you start?
Yes, let's do it. So, okay, I actually am glad to talk about this because I recently added this into my routine that I have not done before. I recently started using primer for the first time.
Ooh.
Do you use primer?
I've used primer for years.
I never really did. And I started using e.l.f. primer, which is a drugstore brand. Some of my stuff is drugstore. A lot of my stuff is more high-end, like Sephora stuff. And I know so my dad, every year for, like, my birthday and Christmas gets me a Sephora card. That is, like, his thing to get me. And I think it's just, he knows I like makeup. And so I have, like, collected Sephora products throughout the years. But I totally love drugstore stuff, too. I kind of go back and forth. But anyway, I use e.l.f. primer. So what kind of primer do you use? I guess we can kind of do it this way of, like, going back and forth.
Well, actually, so what I started doing before my primer recently is sunscreen. I do it under my primer, but you can. I don't think the order super matters. But as for
right.
As for my primer, though, I use. I'm a big fan of Makeup Forever. I have a lot of their products for face. I just feel like they have a really good match, and I like their formula. So I use the Makeup Forever primer. That's their, like, redness corrector. So it's actually green, which is, you know, the color opposite of red. And it will, because I have, like, you know, I'm really fair complected and I have acne, my skin can tend to look red, especially after I wash it in the morning. So then I use that redness corrector, that green tinted primer, and it will neutralize the color of my face, which I think works super well.
Nice. I actually get frustrated. I don't have, like, hardly any natural blush or natural redness to my face. And actually, like, I know people get annoyed when they have redness to their face, but for me, I'm, like, almost the opposite annoyed, where I feel like I don't have any natural color at all. So, like, that's why I'm, like, trying to add blushes and stuff, because I'm just very pale with no natural redness at all.
I have, like, I'm, like, pinkish. I feel like is the color of my skin. I'm not totally white. But I think that, so the point of primer, for those who don't know, is I heard it once described at Sephora as, like, Velcro for your face. So it helps keep your makeup on and helps it last throughout the day. It works really well.
Yes, I kind of feel silly that I wasn't using it. I'm not I don't sweat a lot, like, at all. So, like, I never really would sweat my makeup off.
That's cool.
Yeah, sorry. I know it's a weird flex. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be like, well, I don't sweat. It's just weird. I don't easily sweat. I don't know why. Don't ask. But I feel like I never used primer, but it does help. So, yeah, you use sunscreen first, though. So what are you grabbing when you're using your sunscreen?
Of course, I'm using Supergoop. I'm such a Supergoop fan.
Well, I also use Supergoop a lot in this makeup routine, so get ready, people.
So there are two different looks that I usually will do. It's like my more like full face look, and then more of a natural look. Basically, the difference is, am I wearing foundation or not? Sometimes I'll use, like, a mineral sunscreen powder. It goes on kind of translucent, but it works really well. And then if I don't use that, I'll use the Supergoop glow screen, which I love, has that nice dewy look.
Yes. Yeah, I didn't realize you had glow screen.
I got it fairly recently, actually. This is, like, a newer thing for me. And it's, like, more throughout, like, the summertime. It's been really good. I like it a lot.
Yes. We've mentioned Supergoop before. It's one of our favorites. It's a sunscreen brand, but it's very, like, it feels like more luxury sunscreen. I don't know how to describe it. It feels more like makeup than sunscreen, which it kind of is. It's kind of a sunscreen makeup hybrid brand. But I also have the glow screen. I love to use that. But actually what I've been using more recently is the Supergoop CC cream, which is a little bit better coverage than the Glow Screen because a CC cream is kind of like, it's not a full foundation, but it's like, it's closer to full coverage than, yeah, so it's not like a actual foundation, but it's
like tinted moisturizer.
Kind of, yeah, because a BB cream is even less coverage, and then a CC cream is more coverage. I think. I'm not an expert. But anyway, I apply that. I love the Beauty Blender. Do you use a Beauty Blender?
I do.
Love it. So I apply my CC cream with my Beauty Blender, and right around that same time that I'm putting that on, I also have an under eye concealer I love from Tarte, and it's just like it's like a tube, and it's like a stick.
Yeah.
So, like, it's not liquid.
It's like, oh, okay. Mine is liquid,
it's
but
not,
it's like a...
I can show you.
Ooh, please. I love that she's showing me, and it's on FaceTime.
We're on FaceTime. I'm holding it up to the camera.
It looks like a tube of, like, solid lipstick, except it's, like, concealer.
It does. So, yes, I don't know what it's called. It's called the stick, something Tarte stick, and I really enjoy that. But I've also used the Tarte Shape Tape before for under eye concealer as well.
I will tend to get the concealer that goes with the foundation that I'm using. So because I use foundation from Makeup Forever, I get the Makeup Forever concealer also. I just, like, you'll tend to get a better color match that way just because, like, it's made by the same company. So it's in, like, the lightest shade, but, which... I love, as a side tangent, I love when, like, makeup companies will name their foundation shades because the shades for our, like, skin tones are usually, like, alabaster.
It is. I also have always the lightest shade, I feel like, every time.
I know.
But my skin is a little more yellowy than pink, and I feel like sometimes there's, like, the two lightest shades, and one's a little more yellow and one's a little more pink. So, like, I don't know. It's hard to match. Sometimes you can get color matched if you, like, go in person to Sephora, but sometimes I just go with the lightest and hope for the best.
Yeah, actually, so there are... Yeah, let's talk about color matching because there are just certain makeup brands that I cannot wear because, like, their lightest couple shades are far too tinted. I've come to realize I think I have more of, like, a neutral undertone, so it can't be too yellow or too pink. It's just kind of got to be right in the middle, and Makeup Forever has worked really well for me. I had this struggle though. So, like, the way I found them, first of all, was getting color matched at Sephora, and I've been hard pressed to find another that is as good. I tried from Rare Beauty because I like the way their foundation feels, but the color was just not it. And it was unfortunate because I did really wish I could use that because I love Selena and I'd love to support her. But the other one that I have recently found out just this year because having been a bridesmaid 3 times this year, one of the times that I was getting my makeup done for a wedding, they used the foundation by NARS, and that was a really good color match for me too.
Okay. Love it. Yeah. You know, I feel like throughout the many years we've worn makeup, we've gotten to try a lot of different brands, so that's cool. Like, I've tried NARS and Makeup Forever and other things like that in different products, so love that. And then what do you do? What's your next step?
Yeah, so after the concealer, I will then put on my foundation with my Beauty Blender, and yeah, Makeup Forever for sure. What kind of foundation do you use?
So mine, I just use the CC cream of Supergoop right now is what I've been going for. I have this Estee Lauder powder that I used to use a lot, and I still have it. Like, sometimes I'll put on that a little bit, but the CC cream is, like, good enough coverage, so I like that.
Right. So I have acne, and I've had acne since I was 12, so for many years, and I do wear other things and do other things to help keep that under control. But when I'm looking for, like, makeup, I'm usually looking for something with more of a fuller coverage just because, like, I have had that pretty much my whole life. So I want to, minimize that if possible.
Oh, yeah. I think, like, I'm going to be 30 this year, and I think, like, I have recently kind of not had as much acne, but I've definitely had acne since I was about 12. And I feel like I usually always have at least, like, one blemish. But lately, I don't know, maybe it's age is helping me a little bit, but lately I feel like it hasn't been quite as bad. I have really bad blackheads on my nose though that are so like, oh my gosh, they're so bad. So, you know, I understand what you mean about, you know, trying to get coverage for that for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And like, I get it. It's like a very normal thing for people to have. But, you know, if I can make myself look smoother, why not? Right?
Yeah. Just like make the color a little less red, you know, because I feel like on really pale skin, acne can look redder maybe because it's like against the paleness. So like just to, you know, dull the color of it a little bit. That's why I try to cover up my acne.
Right.
You know, not that we have to cover anything, but just to kind of make it not quite as strikingly red, you know. So then for me, next I use blush.
Yes.
Okay, I've been obsessed with this blush brand called Milk. Have you heard of it?
I love their branding.
Their blush is lovely. So for those of you who don't know it, it's this little like blush stick, and you basically just like roll it on. It's not really a roller, but you like rub it on your face. So it's not powder. It's kind of more like I wouldn't call it liquid either though. I don't know what it's kind of the consistency of almost like a lipstick.
Is it like creamy? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cream. Yeah, that's what you would call it. A cream blush. So I love that blush, and I apply that also with my beauty blender. I kind of put it on and dab it with my beauty blender. So I've been loving that blush. I love the look of like a dewy, creamy look on a face. So like as much as I can avoid powders, I like powders too, but I love any kind of cream or gel or anything like that like a lot. So.
Ooh, yeah. No, so the blush I like to use is also like a creamy blush. And I like the blush from Rare Beauty. I love the texture of it. It's really soft. I'm just now running out, but I had it for like, I kid you not, like a year and a half. Like it was a really long time. Blush lasts forever. I was shocked when I noticed it was running low. But a little goes such a long way. So you just kind of like rub your finger in it. And so, you know, talking about like makeup application, why am I thinking of the word tactic? That's not what I'm thinking of. Anyway, so
it works. It works.
Thinking about the way that applying your makeup. So like having low vision, a lot of the times, obviously, like we're not able to see many of the details of our face, but I think it helps that, you know, we've been doing this for so long that we've gotten to get used to the feel of our faces and know where things should go.
Oh, absolutely.
So like I will like put blush under my cheekbones, kind of from my ear down to like the corner of my mouth, and I'll use my fingers for that, but like I'll kind of apply it in like a circular motion, and I feel like that both acts as like a subtle contour effect, but also like, I don't know, gives like a cute rosy look. But
yeah, no, you hit the nail on the head with like the feeling, and I'll get to that as we get a little later into the products, because I have a specific thing I apply where I really go off of feel a lot for it. But like I think I get really really close to the mirror, and it's like a zoomed in, like a magnified mirror. But then also a lot of it is feel for me, and that's just kind of comes with practice of getting used to your face and applying makeup. Yeah, for sure. After that, I'll often do like a highlight. Yes, me too. I love a highlight. It's my favorite. I think it's my favorite product ever. Like, it's not needed by any means, but it makes me so happy. So what do you use for your highlight?
Well, so it depends the time of year. I think like more in the winter months, I'll use like, it's like a liquid highlight from Makeup Forever, of course. And it's like a nice kind of champagne rosy subtle color. But during more of the spring and summer, I will use the Supergoop Glow Stick.
So actually literally same. I have the Supergoop Glow Stick.
Yes.
And I have Makeup Forever. But my Makeup Forever highlight is a powder. You said yours was a liquid one?
Yeah, it's liquid. It comes in this like little skinny tube.
Oh my gosh. Your girl, this episode's going to make me burn my wallet.
Right.
But no, you're kind of right though, that the glow screen which is the Supergoop highlight, is a little more summery. I didn't really think about that, but you're not wrong. It is more of a summer look.
It's not like tinted in any way, and it's very like bright. So I feel like it's really
very
good for
dewy,
the summer.
yeah. And it is like a sunscreen as well. So like, you know, we already have sunscreen on our face, but it's like an added sun protection.
And I'll put that on my cheekbones usually.
Yes.
From like the apples of your cheeks, which is the part like right under your eye that's like a ball.
Yes.
And then just diagonally up. And then sometimes I'll put it on like the bridge of my nose or like right on my Cupid's bow. Like they always say high planes of your face. So anything that kind of stands up.
Yes. I put it on my upper cheekbones. I used to put it like below my eyebrow, a little bit of it.
Like your brow bone?
Or a little, brow bone. I've tried my nose. I feel like it makes my nose almost look like greasy or something.
Yeah,
though. Like,
I know.
And then it's clogging those pores. And I told you I have bad blackheads anyway on my nose. So I'm like, whenever you know what the new trend is though? Like I'm seeing on TikTok all the time. Everybody is putting blush on the edge, on the tip of their nose. Have you seen this?
Really? I think I've seen that.
Yes. You would think it would be Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, but it actually looks cute. And I've tried it and I actually like it. But then again, like I'm telling you, it's making my acne, like it's making my blackheads worse on my nose. And then I'm like, I don't know if that's worth it, but it is actually cute. It kind of, you would think it makes your nose stand out more, but it actually kind of defines it in a way and makes it look more like a button nose. Like it kind of, listen, try it, get back to me.
Okay. I'm learning so much, you guys.
No, I literally just learned this like last week, so I'm not, I'm not teaching anything right now. So then, do you have any more face stuff, or are you getting into eyes after this point?
So after all of that, I'll put on powder, like setting powder.
Okay. So neither of us use bronzer, I'm hearing, because I don't. I used to.
It scares me, you guys.
It scares me too. Anybody with albinism, I think, might agree with us that it's a little harsh, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe we just don't know how to apply it correctly, but like
I don't know.
Tried, and I mean I'm sure it could look good. I just don't know how, and I don't know if I want to go through the learning process.
Yeah, exactly. I think I understand how to apply it. It's just if you don't really blend it, then it kind of looks like you have dirt on your face.
Yeah, or like a bruise.
Yeah, like I think it's supposed to blend in so much that it's not really obvious that you're wearing it. But I think like for me, I don't know because we're so pale. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Anybody with albinism, if you wear bronzer, tell us. Let us. Okay, back when we started wearing makeup though in the early 2000s, when I was like 13. I was wearing a lot of bronzer because that was the thing back then. It's like you wanted to be tan and you wanted to have like glossy pink lips and like I was wearing like the icy pink lips and I was putting bronzer like almost all over my face. It was not good, Cass. It was not, because I wanted to look tan and it was a mess.
Hey, I mean, I used self-tanner on my legs because I used to run in high school.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until someone yelled at me for my orange knees that I stopped.
Oh, this is so sad. Hey, we had to learn. I mean, you guys don't understand. I mean, you might understand if you grew up in the early 2000s that like tanning was such a cultural thing. Like tanning beds and tanning oil and it was like a very popular thing. So
it was like rough around prom too, because everyone got their spray tans, and then they like sometimes they'd look good. They weren't always orangey, but like sometimes they didn't. But it was kind of tough being a pale girl back then. Because everyone
it was tough.
Yeah, people would complain about how pale they were all the time, and I'm just like looking down like, okay.
I feel like it's gotten a little better. I feel like that was very much the thing back then. It was such a trend.
Yeah.
And I think people also realized how bad tanning can be for like cancer, like skin cancer.
It's not good for you.
It's not very healthy. So I think people realized that. So yeah, we're getting into our eyes now. This is exciting. Well, you do powder, you said.
Yeah, I do like a loose translucent setting powder from Makeup Forever. It helps like blend everything together, kind of like softens the highlighter a little bit, but you can still see some like dewiness, and it kind of like finishes the base part.
Yes. Okay, nice. I do eyebrows next. Is this your order as well or not?
I don't always follow the same order with eyes, but I do eyes at the end.
Yes, I do eyes at the end, for sure. No doubt about it. But I do my eyebrows next. I have a few different eyebrow products I like. I like the, what brand is it, though? It's Gimme Brow by Benefit.
Benefit, yeah. You told me about that, and I love it. It's my favorite brow product.
Oh, really? Stop.
Yes.
That's amazing.
You inspired
And then
me.
I have the Anastasia. Some people say Anastasia. I don't know which one it is.
I've did that one too.
I have that one too. Yeah, I have that one too. I like both of them. I think Gimme Brow is a little lighter, which I prefer because the Anastasia one is kind of intense on my eyebrows, I think. But like you were talking about earlier, I wanted to get back to like the feeling. I feel like my eyebrows, this is the time where feeling really comes in. Like I know the shape of my eyebrows and I am looking in the mirror, but I use a lot of just like remembering the shape of my eyebrows because my eyebrows are so light that like sometimes I actually physically can't see them, period, to put on any makeup over them.
No.
I do get them dyed as well, though.
Yeah, we make the joke that our eyelashes and eyebrows are like fishing wire clear.
Yes. They are clear. They are the color of our skin. They blend right in. They are clear. Not even a person with good sight could see my eyebrows.
Honestly,
I do dye them, and usually when I have a fresh dye, the makeup is super easy to put on and you might be asking, Casey, why would you put makeup on over it if you dyed them? You don't really have to, but it kind of just gives it like a fuller look. It kind of fills in any like gaps in your hair on your eyebrows, and it like gives you a more defined shape. So I do both usually. And I care about brows. I love brows. I like really want my brows to look good. So like that's one of my favorite things to do is brows. So yeah. What about you?
I do pretty much almost exactly that. Same products I've used with the Benefit one. I actually, since my natural hair color, having HPS is darker than most people with albinism, and it's more of like an ashy blonde. So I actually end up using the light brown for the Gimme Brow, which like works well for my natural hair color. I also will get them tinted too. And when I have them tinted, though, a lot of the times I don't end up using any colored brow gel, but I do have some clear brow gel that I just run through my tinted brows to like comb them through.
Cool. What brand is that?
It's just like the Sephora Basics brand.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I started doing that recently when I started getting them tinted again because with the pandemic I wasn't able to. But I think it's good because I was told that if you put a lot of makeup on your tinted brows, they won't last as long. So then I've just been trying to do at least to, make sure that they're combed, I guess, because they can look silly.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's true about putting makeup on tinted brows because they say don't, like, wash your brows if you want the color to stay. And if you're putting makeup on them, you probably need to wash your makeup off. So then, yes, that's true. That is true.
Right.
What's next?
But, okay, eyeshadow. I'm excited to talk about this.
Yes, because we've had a discussion about this. That's also what spurred on this episode, I think, is like we were having a discussion about eyeshadow lately. Well, I use an eyeshadow primer, and I like, speaking of primer, this is something I have always done. I've always used an eyeshadow primer. I use Urban Decay eyeshadow primer, and it's like a liquid primer, and it lasts, when I tell you it lasts forever, it lasts like years. So like you barely have to buy it. So I use that. And then for my eyeshadow, I'm obsessed with Tarte eyeshadows, okay? Ooh. I'm obsessed. I have a few Tarte palettes. I also have an Urban Decay palette, which I know Urban Decay eyeshadow is super popular. They're very popular, but actually I prefer Tarte over Urban Decay. It just glides on. I just apply it with my finger, honestly. Like, I've tried brushes and stuff. It's just easier to apply it with my finger. I can feel exactly where I'm going. I like to use all different colors, but mainly I use like kind of earth tones, like browns and pinks and tans, and I don't go crazy with colors, and golds and things like that. So yeah.
Yeah, okay, so I am trying and experimenting with eyeshadow. Very recently, like within the past like couple weeks, I would say. So like for years, like I would put stuff on my eyes, but I often just like put whatever I did for blush on my eyes. And, you know, it was like, it's a good look. I'm not going to lie. Like, it's fine. But I was like, you know, I could probably do more with this. And usually when I say what I did for blush, it was like generally like kind of a pink tone. And so I was thinking recently, and I saw this ad for this makeup company called About Face, which their branding is also really kind of interesting, and obviously that caught my eye as someone who cares about design. But anyway, they have they're like eyeshadow kind of crayons, like in a stick form. And I was like, oh, okay, that looks like something I'll be able to apply. Because I feel like I've had a hard time with brushes in the past. Because this is totally just like a vision thing. Like I don't, like it's harder for me to feel where I am and where I'm applying.
Yes, yes.
So I haven't pulled the trigger on those yet though. I want to, but I was like, okay, but I'm not very used to wearing eyeshadow or knowing where to put it on. So I actually have been using lipstick on my eyelids, and you know what? It's actually worked pretty well. It doesn't stay on as well as eyeshadow probably should, and I probably should get a primer too. But I've been doing it like right up to like the crease of my eye, and with it being lipstick, I feel like I'm better at applying that because I'm pretty good at applying lipstick. So I kind of just like go along the crease of my eye, and I try to do maybe like a little wing because I don't wear eyeliner, so that's like the fun detail that I can add to my eyes. And I've been doing like browns, pinks. I have this lip color that's sort of like a brownish orange shade, which I think looks really nice too.
I think I know the one you're talking about, and it does. It looks really good.
Yeah. Well, thanks. So I'm experimenting.
It's almost like a burnt orange. Yeah, it's like, it's pretty.
I'm trying new stuff, you guys, and I'm excited to continue to experiment with my eye makeup.
Well, it's fun. It's fun when you start trying something new, and yeah, I think those crayons would work well. Like I like those.
I just feel like it'd be easy to feel where I'm applying, you know?
Yes, definitely. So you just said that you don't wear eyeliner. So that is like a topic of conversation for me, because I for years wore eyeliner, and only recently have I kind of stopped.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I wore eyeliner for years. I never, ever learned how to do like liquid or gel eyeliner. I cannot.
Just pencil.
I have to use the pencil. That is all I can do, and I can barely do that. I did that for years. I really liked the Estee Lauder one of that too. Because I'm very picky about eyeliner. I barely like any of them. And here's the thing. First of all, my eyes are really sensitive and irritable, and like they get itchy. Like I'm kind of like easily allergic to a lot of makeup around my eyes. Like I'm itching my eyes. I have allergies, you know? And so having a lot on my eyes kind of bothers me anyway. But also like eyeliner for me, the one thing I like about eyeliner is it makes your eyelashes look thicker because it kind of like joins them all together in a way. So I like that. But at the same time, for someone like me, and this is just me, so I'm not like hating on anybody that wears eyeliner, but for someone like me who is pale and everything, I feel like sometimes it just looked like a little much like on my face. And I've kind of been going for a little bit more of a natural like look. And so I definitely wear mascara, which we'll get to in a second. But actually, I have kind of taken eyeliner out of my regular routine, and I'm not that mad about it. Like, I feel like it does look good, but it's so much extra work and extra annoyance. And, like, if I rub my eye, it, like, gets everywhere. I don't know. I don't love it. So, like, why am I wearing it? Have you ever worn it, or do you just not wear it now?
I've only ever had it done.
Okay.
And usually it was with pencil. I have tried to learn to put it on, but I honestly gave up really easily.
Yeah. I told this story like a few years ago on the podcast at the beginning of like when I was doing theater. That's why I learned is the theater people like in college, like the costume shop makeup people like forced me to learn because they were like, we're not going to do this for you every night. You have to do it yourself and you have to wear it for theater. That's the only reason I learned is for theater. And then now I can do it. But anyway.
Yeah. I never learned. And honestly, I have my eyelashes, they're clear, but I have really good, really long lashes. So I don't always feel like I need to. I think it would be nice to know how to do it for like a special occasion. But I really don't know how to do it.
Yeah, no, it's fine. You're not missing out on much, I gotta say, you know? And I feel like I was never good at the wing either, so I probably just don't need to wear it, period.
Yeah.
What do you use for mascara?
So actually, it's funny, like, I've tried a lot of different brands, and there's not one specific brand that I feel like I would endorse. I don't know. I really liked the ones from Bite Beauty, but Bite Beauty no longer sells things, which is very sad.
That's so sad.
Their mascara was like really nice. It went on really well, but my complaint with it is also like, I don't usually wear waterproof makeup, but a lot of times like makeup that isn't waterproof like will stay on better than I feel like what this mascara does. Like, during the day, I feel like it sheds a lot more. So I'm in the market for a better mascara, but in the meantime, this is what I've got. And it works pretty well. Like, it makes my lashes look really nice. So, for a while.
I have, like, this complicated life with mascara where now I have 2 different kinds because, like, okay, and sometimes I'll use, like, drugstore brand mascara and things like that. But I love Tarte, so I use Tarte mascara. For if I am like going out and I want to look cute, I use that. Mm-hmm. But I also have Glossier mascara that I got that's like, I don't even know what type it is. It's in this little pink tube. And that, okay, you know how I was saying earlier that I have like bad allergies and my eyes get like my eyes get bothered by most products. So the Glossier one is super, super, super lightweight. Like you can't even tell anything is on your eye. You can barely feel it. And I really, really like it because it doesn't bother my eyes. But the problem is, it's kind of like what you said, is like it comes off easily and it doesn't show up super well because it's not like, it doesn't give you a lot of volume. It just gives you a little bit of color. But I kind of like that for if it's just like a day where you're just like running errands and you don't need much. So I don't know. I love it. It doesn't bother my eyes. It looks good. If I was going like a night on the town, it's not enough really because it doesn't give you much like. So then, but now I like have 2. That's kind of ridiculous for me to be buying like 2 different mascaras. But it's kind of like I kind of need both for different occasions because like the other one bothers my eyes. So I don't know. I'm like it's weird.
And here's the deal with mascara. Like, it was hard to learn to put it on. I will be completely honest. And so,
oh gosh,
in the makeup session I did for Noah, what Mackenzie and I were talking about is like, hey, just get like, just an empty spoolie, which is the mascara brush, and like just start brushing your brows with nothing on them or with clear mascara because they do sell that, so you can like start to get used to the feeling of brushing your lashes, because it's like a weird sensation and your eye initially wants to like reject it, so like that's why you end up poking your eye a lot when you first start trying to put it on. But seriously, like, that was one of the first things I had to learn to apply because since my lashes are like clear, if I don't wear something on my lashes, the glare of the sun will reflect off of my clear lashes into my eyeball, and being very light sensitive, it's not the move. So black mascara
does kind of block the sun a little bit from your eyes.
It helps a lot.
Yeah, it does. No, it does. No, that's right. And I feel like I still jab my eye with the mascara wand sometimes. Do you do that? Like, I will still hurt myself sometimes.
Occasionally, yeah.
Yeah. So I do like mascara. I mean, it kind of bothers my eyes. Like, I hate not being able to rub my eye and touch my eye, even though you're not supposed to do that anyway because germs. Yeah. But okay, the very last thing I guess then is lipstick or lip product. So who wants to go first?
I've been wearing lipstick for many years, and lipstick is totally my thing.
Yes.
It's funny because when I'm not wearing it, people are like, I'm sorry, where's the rest of your face? Like, because
Yeah.
I wear it so much. But I have, being Puerto Rican, I have really like shapely lips, I'll say. But I used to be a big fan of Bite Beauty, and I was like such a stan, but now they no longer sell things, which is sad. But thanks to your girl Casey, I've discovered my new favorite lip, which is the Maybelline Superstay Matte Lip. It's
obsessed.
so good. It's so good.
It is the holy grail. It's all I use. The holy grail of lip products. I mean, it does stay on forever. Like, it's hard to get it off forever. But honestly, like, I can eat a meal, I can drink a drink, they have pretty colors, so many options. I'm in love. I'm in love with it. I'm glad you like it too. I knew I had to introduce a lip loving friend to that.
It's the bomb.
To that.
I don't know how I used anything else. Because I liked the Bite, I loved their colors. They were also like vegan, cruelty free, but honestly, they didn't stay on nearly as well. So
it stays on so well. I love it.
Too well sometimes.
So yeah, that's makeup. I feel like we're gonna talk about other things, and I feel like we're like nearing almost the end of our normal time of the ep. I mean, we could go through our other things.
Let's see.
Or we could do a two-parter.
Let's I know, right? Well, okay. We were gonna talk about skincare, and I feel like for me that usually boils down to sunscreen.
Sunscreen, yes.
Wearing lots of sunscreen. Obviously Supergoop. I like their Play Everyday sunscreen whenever I'm like going outside. I also really like their Unseen sunscreen because it doesn't go on white, it goes on like clear, and it doesn't feel as greasy.
Okay, nice. For me, sunscreen all the time. I also I use, I remove my makeup and then I use a cleanser at night and also moisturizer because I have dry skin and I need a moisturizer. So that's my skincare routine. It's not super elaborate. Once a week sometimes.
Doing recently though. So my mom like started doing this and she got 2 of them, so she was like, here, take this, and it's like this silicone kind of exfoliator, and I use that with some cleanser.
Also do that.
It's really, I like it. I don't know, I like it a lot. I feel like it does a good job.
I exfoliate. I try to exfoliate like once a week at least, because if I do it every night, it kind of bothers my skin. But I exfoliate. I also have some like face masks that are like hydrating that I use sometimes, like very sporadically. Like if I'm having a night alone, a little skincare night, I actually might do that tonight. It's fun. Sometimes I use the nose strips because my nose, but I feel like they don't even work that well because they work and then it like fills up the next day basically with blackheads again, so it's kind of like pointless. And then hair, do you do anything specific to take care of your hair, like any products you like?
So I started getting like I have short hair. I have a pixie cut. And if it gets long, I don't usually ever let it grow beyond my chin, but shampoo and conditioner last a long time for me. I also only wash my hair like once or twice a week because my hair isn't particularly greasy and I have a lot of it. It's very thick and a little bit coarse. So I kind of splurged on some fancy shampoo from like one of those like customized hair care things.
Cool.
So like there's like Function of Beauty, which I've tried before, and then the one I'm using right now is from Prose. I also really like the smell of it. You can pick your fragrance, and
I love that.
I have this smell. It smells like old ladies.
Do you find that it actually makes your hair better, or do you think it's like all just like
I think it's made it more shiny. I've also like done a hydrating hair mask sometimes because I will color it fairly often, so I find that my hair tends to get drier. So between like a hydrating mask and Moroccan oil, is what I'll typically do with my hair to get it to be softer.
Nice. I like. Have you ever heard of jojoba oil?
I think it's jojoba, baby.
Or jojoba. I knew it was. I knew it was. You know how when you read something a lot, because I only ever read it like on Amazon when I buy it, but no, I knew it was.
I just saw like a meme about like we need a support group for people who like have only read things and then pronounce them.
Yes. No, I've heard it though too, but I feel like I read it more than I hear it. But you've heard of it.
Yes,
because
yes.
I love using that on my hair too sometimes as like a leave-in conditioner.
How do you style your hair?
Oh gosh, we could get into this. I could get into this for 30 minutes, but I'm always trying different things. I have naturally wavy hair, so a lot of the times I will use like a curling gel and just like, you know, scrunch it up and leave it. I try to use a diffuser sometimes. It just makes it more frizzy, so a lot of times I try to just let it dry naturally. I also try to avoid heat, like really avoid heat on my hair. And I also like have this like hair wrap thing that I like for curls that it's kind of hard to use it with shorter hair though, but I use that sometimes. It's literally just like a robe belt that I use from like an old robe. Like It's so easy to do. So I like doing it that way, but it's kind of a little too short right now. I'm kind of growing it out, so I'll see how that works. But yeah, I do very minimal since it is wavy. That's kind of what I do. But I try a lot of different products. Like I have like a lot of different curling gels and different products that I go through spells where I'm like, I like this one better than that one or whatever. And like I like the saltwater like spray too for like fullness and all that. Nice. So I use a lot of different crap. But what about you?
So because my hair is usually pretty short, I usually keep my bangs longer. So whatever I do is usually around that. So I have two styles of what I call up and down. So down being like where my bangs are kind of swept across my forehead, and then up being like my bangs are like pulled back so that my hair is kind of like poofed up a little bit. In the front. So sometimes I'll like tease that up a little bit and like use some like pomades and hair paste and things to get it to stay, and a lot of hairspray. When I was in my brother's wedding, that's kind of how I styled my hair. I just like had pulled it back. And I really like that look. I only started doing that about a year ago because
I really like it too. Are you holding it back with bobby pins? Like, how are you holding it back?
With hairspray and hair clay.
Oh, you're not using any kind.
No.
Oh, you do use a clip?
Hair clay. No, just like.
Oh, clay. Oh, I didn't realize you weren't clipping it.
No.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So, I mean,
it looks really good.
My hair is really thick and has a lot of volume on its own, so I don't often need to do a whole lot. Depending on how much hairspray I use, I usually do that at the end of the wash cycle because there's more like natural oil for it to be able to stand up better.
Yeah.
But one of our family friends who would do my hair back home, like she was the one who was like, hey, have you ever pulled your hair back? And I was like, no. And so she inspired me to give that a try, and I love that look. It feels very sophisticated.
I love that too. It does. It's like sophisticated. That's what I was gonna say. It's like more like fancy. I feel like I like it.
It's fun, but
I like it.
I can only ever blow dry my hair after I get it wet, though, because if I let my hair dry on its own, it takes natural wave and it looks bad. When I tell you it looks bad, it looks bad.
No, yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Everybody's hair is so different. You have to learn what works for you, and it takes sometimes it takes a lot of trial and error.
It really does.
Even still, I'm always trying new things, and I'm like, nope, that didn't work. So yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Was there anything else we wanted to talk about, or did we want to move?
I think we're good. I think that was a good little overview, and who knows? We could always get into that more another time. But I think we covered everything we wanted to cover, though.
I'd say so.
So now we're going to move into a segment we like to call "What Are We Into Lately?"
I thought we were gonna sing a song.
And
what are we into lately?
So a listener friend of ours reached out on email named Caroline. Hey, Caroline.
What's up if you're still listening?
Yes, I know. Sorry, this is at the very end. We could make a whole episode of What Are We Into Lately at some point. We very well might, but we decided to do this little segment. Caroline said she liked the What Are We Into Lately segment, and we decided to give her a little shout out and do that segment for her and for everyone else who might be interested, which maybe no one, but let's do it anyway.
Hey, our 4 listeners.
Our 4 listeners.
will
Cass,
appreciate this. So
we were trying to think of what we're into lately. I think I have enough to say.
Okay.
Sometimes it's hard to think about what you're into lately.
I know, right?
But 2 albums of people I like came out recently.
Ooh.
We always love a new album. So I love Maggie Rogers. She came out with a new album and it's really, really good. I was pleasantly surprised because you never know. Like, if you like somebody's album, you might not like their second or third or fourth album. So I was pleasantly surprised that I really liked it. Also, another artist I really like named Lizzie McAlpine, who this is her second album. And I discovered her during quarantine, and she came out with another album recently, too. And I've really been liking that one, too. I was pleasantly surprised with... Not pleasantly. I feel like pleasantly surprised means you were expecting not to like it. But, like, I liked both of them. And I was happy that I actually did, because sometimes you never know. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've been into those.
Well, so I was actually just on vacation. I spent the last week in Iceland, which was awesome.
Yes.
It was really gorgeous. Like, I try to take an international trip with my parents every year because they like to travel, and now I'm a grown adult, and if I want to join them, I will have to, I will make that happen, because they like to go cool places. So, it was really cool. We had been kind of planning this since January, and it was really awesome to finally have it come to fruition. It was gorgeous out there. We took so many beautiful photos. Just very fascinating place. Such a small country too. There's only 320,000 people that live there, which is really small. But yeah, just what a dream come true. Awesome that we got to go there. So that was really great. And then before that, I baked a lot of things. So I'm on a bacon kick, guys. Not bacon, but bacon.
But not bacon. Yeah. Yeah. Different thing.
Yeah. Anything else you've been into?
No, but what'd you bake?
Let's see. I made some zucchini bread because someone from our church had brought some zucchini from their garden, and they had too many, and I was like, great, more for me. So I grabbed a zucchini and I grated it up.
I've always wanted to make that. I need to make that.
It's
someday.
really good. I love the recipe that I've used because it's with brown butter, so you kind of burn a little bit of butter on the stove to get it to have kind of that hazelnutty taste. So good.
Ooh.
I would recommend adding extra cinnamon because I like that. And
I love it.
So that was really good. I made what else? I made a tiramisu. I made some little tarts that were basically just butter and brown sugar in a tart shell. So that was good.
Yes.
And this weekend, I hope to go to the farmer's market for peach season.
Yes. And we are still watching SpongeBob together, which I know we mentioned, I think, in our last episode. But that's also something we've been into lately together, and it's been really fun. And we love watching it and discussing the eps. And so we're still in season 1, but it's a blast.
It's a blast.
I mean, if you haven't seen that show, do yourself a favor.
Does it hold up if there's no nostalgia attached? I don't know.
Yes. Yes. Are you kidding me? It's brilliant. It is objectively brilliant. Funny. No, it has to hold up. I know that we're biased, but surely it has to hold up.
I honestly sometimes feel that it's funnier as an adult than it was as a kid.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, because, man, it's good. It's so good.
It's so great.
All right.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for 100 reviews, people. Thank you for listening.
I feel like you should say goodbye in the dog voice, but that's probably...
Goodbye, everybody.
We'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye.